All right. Welcome back, everyone, to the show. I'm your host, Skyler, and today we have a nice guest coming on. We have Victor coming on today. Victor, how are you?
I'm doing great, Skylar. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. And from what I understand, you are a certified success principal trainer.
That is correct.
So we're going to be talking about, or asking him some questions rather today about those type of things and all of what he does. So to get off here on a start, you do networking, affiliate, marketing, and what else? If I didn't cover everything.
And yeah, I do network marketing, affiliate marketing. Also do coaching as well. And if you had, I'm a serial entrepreneur, but my focus is mainly on networking, affiliate marketing, and coaching people.
Yeah, and you're also an author of the book "You Can Become Successful,"
That is correct.
which we will talk about that later today.
Hmm?
So you can help people become a little bit, or the helps people become a little bit more successful in their life, right? And what areas of life can it help them?
It can help in pretty much any area of life. So no matter what you do, what profession you're in, if you just apply these principles, you can achieve more success if you follow a certain system with them.
And do you have a time range of how long it takes for somebody to really be successful over time?
It varies with the person. It varies with the industry. It could be a few weeks. It could be a few months. Could be half a year or two. It varies with the person. It depends on the industry. It depends on how much time they put in, how consistent they are. Are they willing to listen to what their coaches, what their mentors teach them? So it really varies. But if they're more consistent with it, they're more likely to do it much more sooner. So really, it's a matter of their focus and consistency in applying the principles. There's a saying that the principles always work if you work the principles.
Right. And before you decided to go into this, you were a what would you work at before?
I was in the corporate world for many years. I was a performance analyst, and so I did that for many years. And then I got let go about 7.5 years ago, and I decided I needed a change. So I decided to go online, work as an entrepreneur, and I've been doing that ever since, and never looked back.
Do you like being an entrepreneur more than working in the corporate world?
Yeah, I definitely do. It's a lot more freedom. I got to do a lot more things I could not do in the corporate world. Now, I had a good time in the corporate world. I learned a lot of things, made a lot of great friends and connections. So I definitely enjoyed my time there. But I felt restricted and restrained in what I could do, and there were certain things I could not do. I could not take time off. It was only at certain times of the year I could go on vacation, go travel to certain places. Now, whenever I want to go somewhere, I can do that. So I have a lot more freedom because pretty much I work for myself. So I definitely enjoy that more. But it's definitely a different mindset, a different way of life. So it definitely takes some adjusting when you've been doing something a certain way. So if you've been an employee for many years, some people think they can transition immediately. It does take some time because when you're an employee, you're used to people having you tell you what to do. When you're working for yourself, you don't have anyone telling you what to do, which sounds great. But the thing is, there's no one there to hold you accountable. So you could get easily distracted from doing things because you're working for yourself. So it takes a while to realize you need to hold yourself accountable, and you can get what's called an accountability partner who can also hold you accountable.
Right. Now, do you have any licenses for your business that
Well, I'm a certified trainer in the success principles and in the Canfield methodology by Jack Canfield, who some people may know as the co-creator of the Chicken Soup for the Soul book series, which is the I believe, the third best-selling book in the 1990s, and it's actually sold, I think. There's actually it spawned a huge book series. There was like many different Chicken Soup for the Soul books. It was for the mother's soul, for the father's soul, for the prisoner's soul, for the gardener's soul, and worldwide, those books have actually sold almost 500 million copies. He later became the author of what's called the Success Principles, and that's also sold many copies. So he's one of the top coaches in the world, and he's also written many books on success. And he's actually the all-time best-selling nonfiction author in history. Many people don't know that. So I've been licensed by him. I went through a lot of learning how to do a lot of presentations. It was basically 2 intensive weeks of live action that I spent. Basically, I spent 2 weeks with him, and also did work on my own in between, doing a lot of training modules and creating a lot of presentations. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and it helped me grow as a person and got me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. And what did it take for you to become certified for being a certified principal?
Well, again, I had to spend 2 weeks there. First I got certified online, so I had to study a bunch of modules and pass an exam, which was there was two parts. It was a multiple choice section and then 3 essays, and then we had to wait for over 30 days because they have a number of people reviewing the essays you write. So they want to make sure you understand everything and that your answers are pretty much in tune in what they're trying to teach you. And then to get the full certification, I had to spend 2 weeks with them live. There was 1 week in the spring and 1 week with them in the fall. So we spent a lot of time learning, breaking up into groups, doing exercises, presentations. So we had to do several presentations over the course of those 2 weeks. So it was extremely intense. So that's how you get the full certification. There's an online certification, and then there's like a live one, which is 2 intensive weeks with Japanese team.
Right. And you can become successful. Is it the first book you came out with, or?
Yeah, that's the first book I wrote. I wrote about mid 2017. So I just share principles I've learned from my life experience, learned from people, other successful people like Jack and other people who have mentored me, and I just shared with them. And if they apply these principles and are consistent with them, they can definitely achieve results. Yes, that is the book.
Right. So for anybody that wants to buy it, you can buy it on Amazon, $12 in paperback, $3 on Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
And it will teach you quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got good reviews. People get a lot of value out of it. So, and of course, I'm biased, but I definitely recommend picking up a copy.
Right. And did it take you a long time to develop this book?
Yeah, I've always wanted to write a book, and I figured it could definitely inspire people and realize they can do great things with their lives. So that's why I wrote it. It took a while. It took me probably over 6 months to write, and then review it. And if you ever want to write a book, I definitely say the first thing you need to do is just start writing. People just want to write the perfect book. There's a saying, books are not written, they're rewritten. So I wrote, and then I would rewrite certain things. I would go over paragraphs and say, oh, I need to do this, I need to rewrite it. So I just started writing, and then as I was writing, I had to change some things, rewrite a whole bunch of other things. But that's the best way to do it, because if you wait for the perfect time, you'll never get a book out. So if you ever want to write a book, just start writing, and eventually you'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, I can disagree with that, because from my understanding, to write a book, you got to be inspired from different things.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to another author, and he said it took him 3 years to make his book. So
yeah, everyone's different. Some people takes them 10 years. There's a lot of factors involved. It's not just one factor. Some people are inspired. Some people there's a comfort. They're fearful. They're afraid they might make mistakes, and so it really takes. But I've talked to other authors, and the hardest book for most people is writing the first book, because you've never done it before, and you're afraid you're gonna mess it up. But once you've gotten it out, the second one gets a little bit easier. It's like when anything you try new, it's the first time it's always the hardest, but the second time you try writing, it gets a little bit easier. And when you get people telling you, I really like your book. It really made a difference in my life. It may inspire me to get out of my comfort zone to make me realize I'm capable of doing great things. That just makes you feel good and realizing, hey, I'm making a difference in someone's life. So that's why I encourage people to just try to start writing as soon as they can. And yeah, don't worry, it may take someone 2-3 years. It's up to the individual person. But I would just recommend, just if you really want to write, everyone I believe, has a certain book in them. I would just say just get started, because you just never know how many lives you can influence with that book.
right. And a lot of people write books based off their life, and so everybody has a different life experience. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you just don't know what someone can get out of your life's experience. It's like you give a talk, everyone's got different life experiences. Some people went through great struggles and struggled for 10, 20 years and then they overcame the struggles and then had a very successful life afterwards. And their lives can inspire other people because they say, wow, if he could do it, I can do it too. Yeah. So whether you want to share it talking or in a book, you just yeah, and you never know whose life you can touch with your experiences.
Right. Well, I believe that is it for today. We'll talk a little more after we're done here, but I thank you for coming on today, and I wish you have a great week.
Thank you. It's great being here. Thank you for having me on, Skyler, and have yourself an amazing day.
Yeah, already. And if you want to be more successful, then you're the right person to talk to. So.
Thank you.